Goldylocks Productions provides professional internet, TV, and radio shows in the spiritual and New Age genre.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I'm Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman, and I'm very excited to be with each and every one of you here this evening, whether we are live or in archives. We have formed a sacred circle together, and we are all sitting in this sacred circle, exchanging energy, beautiful, beautiful energy. So thank you so much, everyone, for participating. Now, in the future, in the past, it doesn't matter. Welcome, everyone. So I'd like to encourage everyone who is watching live, if you would please to like Goldylocks Productions page if you're watching it from there, and to also share. Please share this show. That would be greatly appreciated. And comment. Please comment on as well anyone that would like to have a little mini reading. Please put your questions in the comments, and I'll be happy to pull a card for you. And of course, to converse with angels and guides as well. So be sure to like. Not like, but yes, of course, like and share and comment. You can make your comments. Or for those who would like to call in, you can call in. The call-in number is 323-870-3791. But we highly encourage those that are watching live to please go ahead and comment. And that we like that live, immediate type of interaction. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do that. And those that make comments, thank you for doing so. And I'll be happy to share your comments as well. And if you see like a stream of smoke, I'm burning incense right now. So in case people are like, what's that? And of course, there's lots of energy all around all of us. So you might be picking up on that as well. All right, so I always like to begin the show with, of course, welcome everyone, and then give the crystal and gemstone message for the week. And that message is topaz. That is the crystal gemstone mineral. And it depends on what form you get it in as to what does that mean to you. You can get it in tumbled form, or you can get it in a polished form. Topaz happens to be one of the birthstones for December, my birthstone. But I have the London blue topaz. That's these blue rings here. So blue topaz is I wear that all the time, and I can attest that it does encourage relaxation of the physical and emotional, any type of strain, that you have. It really just helps one to get rebalanced. And that's the whole, I feel, purpose of crystals, minerals, and gemstones. And you have to think about where they're coming from. They come from the womb of the earth. And how much more grounding can you get than that? So I like to, of course, touch in with the earth and share those earth messages. Mother Nature's, Mother Earth, the messages through the crystals and gemstones. So what I'm going to do is post that in case someone, comes in a little late, or someone forgets and would like to know what the message is. So from that, I will put the crystal gemstone message of the week. Topaz. It doesn't matter what color topaz. It comes in so many different colors too. Blue is just one of them. So there's pink topaz. There's a lot of different colors of topaz. So you can look them up. You can Google it, or use whatever search engine you would like to see all the different types of topaz that there are. But it doesn't really matter the color sometimes. I think the color is more for like color therapy, like if you want to line it up with your chakra, or it just makes you feel good, then that's good too. But generally, the characteristics of the generals and the crystals and gemstones are the same for all the topazes. Okay, all right. Like I said, though, specifically, it would be for color therapy. So, all right. So the spirit power animal message for this week is a starfish. A starfish. Aww. And of course, the starfish is the connection to the stars. It represents regeneration. Have you ever noticed, like in science in school, you cut one of the points off of the star and it grows back. It regenerates, has really high potential of regeneration. And of course, the connection with the moon. I think anything water related would have a huge connection with the moon. And because of the tidal movements. And then, of course, it's beautiful. It represents beauty. And beauty, I think let's look at the beauty of the symbolism too. It represents the stars in the water. As above, so below. They mirror each other. Don't you feel that? So I think it's very beautiful that this spirit power animal stepped forward or moved forward to give all of us this message for the week. So the message for the week is starfish. So hold that image of the starfish with you and the gemstone. And so it's interesting, like it's, what color topaz first came to you, and then how does that relate with the starfish? Is it earth and water based? Is it star based? I mean, is it a combination of all? There's no right or wrong answers, by the way. You're all right. You were all correct. So let me just put that up there. So we know that the energies of, my goodness, ever since the solar eclipse, ever since April 21st, it really has. We were warned that you were going to feel like you're in a snow globe and someone shook it. And that's how you feel now. It's okay. It's shook and like we're still in free falling. We don't know where we're going to land. It's like, what the heck? And some of us can still feel like, the shake repeats every so often. And then we're free falling again and not knowing where we're going to land. It's totally okay. It really is. We're all in this together. We're all feeling this type of energy. And it's we are in the waxing phase of the moon as well. Wednesday, the moon will be at its fullest point. So we'll have a full moon, and then Mercury retrograde will go direct. Now, I have to tell you, it's been a very powerful Mercury retrograde. Not, of course, business end, and I rely. How many of us? I mean, we all do really on technology for our business. So we're going to feel that in kind of, oh my goodness, there has been some miscommunication, or there's been some issues with, slow computers or phones or satellites misaligning, whatever. Sure, that's been happening, but it's also been a very powerful time to go inward and to work on ourselves. And it's true, it really does work as far as it is powerful if you choose to use this Mercury retrograde time to go inward, and you can really get some serious work done. And that's what I have been doing, is just that, going in and just, wow, it's very powerful. It really is. So it's been very moving for me in the last week. A lot of energy shifts, always. And this is just how we're going to feel. We are in a new phase, quite honestly, of reality. And it's every day we should be grateful, and it's a gift. I think of it as a gift, to be grateful for. We should just be grateful. And you may think, well, how can you say that? Look at all the disasters that's going on. Look at everything that's going on. Fires in California, over 19,000 acres burned, flooding, or, earthquakes, volcanoes erupting all over the world. We are seeing these natural disasters. Experience these natural disasters. It doesn't have to happen in your hometown for you to experience it. We're all connected. We all feel it. We all feel it. We really do. And so let's work through that pain, that initial pain of, oh my gosh, I can relate to the person, or I feel that person's pain. That's great. Don't stay there. Otherwise, you're going to turn into a drama queen or king. Let's move past that, because you want to look at the whole picture now and what's the beauty in this, because there always is. And that this is a cleansing time. Mother Earth is going through a cleansing phase. And every time this happens, that's what we're going through. And with death, there's rebirth. And this happens constantly within our universe, and of course within the earth plane. There's always that regeneration, so to speak. It happens all the time. And we need to understand that and make that part of our daily life without letting it really upset us, without creating separation. Okay? All right, so I see more people are coming in. Welcome. If you would like to have a message, a little mini reading, I'll be happy to answer your question for you. Just put your question in the comment section, and I will be happy to connect with the angels and the guides, and then even pull a card for you too, so that you can see it, because it's fun to visually see that card, isn't it? So I'll be happy to do that. And so I just want to take a deep breath, because like I said, a lot of us have just been going through some really crazy energies. No one is spared from this, by the way. No one. All right, we're all feeling it, and we're all going to feel it. So I do want to share my experience that happened to me today. And I was kind of hesitant. I've always been kind of hesitant, but more and more, I have to say, within the last couple of years, I'm opening up and talking a little bit more about my personal alien experiences. I'm just going to say it just like that. There's a fine line between angels and aliens, and I've always been trying to be very careful of I've always communicated with these angelic beings, with these light beings, with these angelic and these alien guides are very high vibrational, the ones that I'm connecting with, that I've always connected with since I was a child. And they're very wise, and they have humanity's concerns at their highest priority. They really do. And so I've always been kind of careful, because, like with anything, Hollywood always makes things so terrifying. Now, there are many different beings on this earth plane. We may think there's aliens, and this is where we get the impression that the aliens are mean. Anything that's in this gravitational pull of Earth, are affected by mankind's creation of separation. So it all depends on what you're attracting. You will have experiences with bad and negative alien Earth beings, because yes, they're living on this Earth plane. And the same thing even with nature elements. And so it's just, what are you creating around you? If you are exposed to all of this, I would, like attracts like, let me back up a little bit. And sometimes you can just experience them to experience it and move on, and that's fine. There's no judgment in all this. You have to be very careful too. All right. So, but my communication has always been with this intergalactic council, so to speak, of angels and alien beings, and they're all very gentle and loving, and it's just the energy around is very, very beautiful. All right, so I'm going to start sharing with you a little bit more of my experiences, because we're all going to be experiencing some very unusual things as we shift and are shifting from 3D, from third dimension, to fifth dimension. We're all going to, those who are willing to and want to embrace the awakening, so to speak, are going to experience all of this. Those that want to keep denying it and fighting it will want to stay in that lower 3D vibration. All right, but those who are, hey, let's do this, you're going to experience more as this so-called veil is diminishing rapidly. So that means we're going to have more, what you would call paranormal experiences, ET experiences, whatever you want to label it. It's fine. It's whatever you were used to, what your field of interest is. And I say that, is it spiritual? Is it, to me, it's all spiritual, the paranormal, the ET experiences, UFO experiences, whatever. It's all good. It really is. So I would like for everyone, if you even had experiences, you can share them in the comments. I'll be happy to share with everyone. Right, again, those that are watching live, you can ask a psychic medium question in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Or you can share your ET experience, and I can share with everyone as well. Whatever you would like to do. Totally interactive. This is totally a show for you guys. For all of you watching, all right? This is for you. This is a chance for me to be that divine channel and let things flow. So, let me take a sip of water. Okay, before I begin. Well, on the weekends, for those of you who do know, I do go to Crystal Visions for the weekend, and that's where I work with my partner in crime, so to speak, and we run the shop and provide healing and messages, and just being there for people is very healing. And so it's a good thing. Anyway, so it's about a 30-minute ride. All right. It's about a 30-minute ride. So I was on the way, and this isn't the first time. I usually have some type of time anomalies when I'm driving of all the times. Okay. So, and that's what had happened is I experienced another time anomaly. Now I'm going to actually address a comment before I get to my story here. Sabrina, you have had bad anxiety before something major is going to happen without me knowing it's going to happen. Yes, exactly. That's beautiful. This is part of the whole awakening, but you've always been very open like this. Sabrina, you and your son are very intuitive, very empathic, very sensitive, whatever, but open to receive. And so it's good though that we understand and recognize this, and let's work through that anxiety. It's important to work through that anxiety. Don't let that anxiety put you like in a straitjacket. All right, don't let it do that to you. All right, and I understand that, Sabrina. Yeah, it's not always good things. What's the good in things that do happen? This is how we have. I want you to see the whole picture, because we're so used to separation. We're so used to seeing something bad happen. Well, what's the good part of it? because good and bad are attached. Like the yin and yang symbol, we keep trying to separate, but it does not. You cannot separate energy like that. So what's the good part in it? All right. Again, the good part of death is regeneration, is rebirth, is, and that's beautiful. So sometimes Texas, absolutely. Well, let me just say, a lot of sensitive people knew that this was going to happen. A lot of, I'll say, psychic mediums, a lot of those who are connected and embrace the connection knew that there's going to be a lot of natural disasters this year. All right. This is how that cycle of life happens. Yes, Mother Earth is cleaning. All right. And those that don't want to be here anymore, hey, I'm going to go off on that train. I'm going to go on that plane. I'm going to take that exit point. I know it sounds and it shouldn't sound harsh. It shouldn't sound mean or cruel. That's just how it is. We do have exit points, 5 to 6. I mean, it just depends of where we can choose if we want to leave during our lifetime. I'm done now. Let's go. I'm going to cut the cord, that silver cord that connects my soul to my body. I'm going to leave now. And the people leave. All right. The number one reason people stay beyond probably when they should is for their family or loved ones. All right. But when your mission's done and when it's not. And some people are just done. Come on now. Since last year, really since I believe mid-2015, we've been starting to see groups of people leaving. Groups. And the way that you can notice that is look at how many celebrities. Yeah, because they advertise that, right? But if you just open the paper or go online to online news, your local news, and go in the obituaries, look how many people are leaving. They're not abandoning their post. Their mission's done. Now they're going to go to the upper vibrations and help secure the rest of us ascension process. The rest of us as we are ascending, because they're more powerful in those upper vibrations to provide assistance. So there is beauty in everything. Think about in nature, the signs that, you can see like this bare area where nothing's growing, but then you see this one flower coming up out of the cracks. It's life. Life is happening. Absolutely. All right. So, and it's always happening. I just want you to pay attention to the birthing process of the destruction. Yeah, let's feel that. Ask, show me the good in this, and you'll be seen. Okay? Absolutely ask for that. Okay, so Natalie asks the question, why do I sometimes can't stay asleep at night? Oh, yeah. You're feeling the energy shifts very much so. Between 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and I know that it's really strong between 3 and 5. I'm saying p.m. a.m. I'm sorry. But between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. is when our connection is the strongest and the closest to spirit. And I say really strong between 3 and 5. Most of us, I wake up every morning between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. All right. I mean, unless if I'm really, really zonked. There may be one time a week or one night in a 2-week period where I can finally just sleep without any interruption, but that's just because I'm totally exhausted at that time. All right, so Natalie, I feel a lot of us are experiencing that. This is why we have to set these boundaries before you go to sleep. Tell your angels, tell your dragon. Yes, we all do have dragons, personal dragons. We'll talk more on that. If you want any more information, just message me. But we should be connecting with dragons. They're very powerful guides. And they can access any any dimension for us. So they're very powerful creatures, beings to have. They're not mythical. They're absolutely real, just like the unicorns, just like the fairies, just like all the elementals that we yes, of course, they are real. All right. So that is why you're very connected to Natalie. All right. You do feel and sense things. And let's just say, what I do before I go to sleep at night, I always give gratitude to my angels. I'm going to tell you, I give gratitude to God, whatever God means to you. And God means to me is that creation, that mother, that father together, that powerful, because you need both masculine and feminine in creation. I think God, angels, guides, all my guides, the guides for my highest and greatest, thank you. I am grateful for the night. I am grateful for the day. I'm grateful that I have my bed, that my pillows, my comfortable blankets. I am grateful. I am grateful. And God, and I'll ask, angels, I'm going to have a peaceful sleep. I'm setting healthy boundaries. Please hold at bay. Don't let spirit or loved ones come in and wake me up. Please. This is my time. Do not disturb. Now, if you aren't listening to what the messages that angels and guides are giving to you when you're in a waking state, they are the ones that will wake you up to try to give you messages. Or maybe they'll give you messages in your dreams. Okay? So it's very important to what's the message here? All right? Because we can't just keep going like we've been going. Whatever that normalcy is, getting up, going to work, doing this, doing that, things are changing. We have to change the way that we live on this earth plane now. All right, so now I'm going to pull a card for you. Dreamer. Oh, that's cute. You're having a hard time sleeping, right? Okay, so your dreams have chosen you. Find fulfillment in pursuing your destiny. This is the magic of life. Now, even though people that have a very hard time sleeping, I have to tell you, I found that they are the most powerful dreamers, believe it or not, because you can go into REM, that deep sleep. It doesn't take long. Deep REM only lasts between 20 minutes to 45 minutes. All right. And you can have very vivid dreams, very vivid conversations, astral travels within that time frame. All right. So you, or maybe you think I'm not getting a good night's sleep, or I'm not sleeping all the way through. It's okay. Let's pay attention to the dreams. And you can ask, I'm going to remember my dreams. Again, this is where they get messages to you, your angels and your guides. And they have a lot to say now, especially with everything going on. All right. So we have to make sure that we are listening. Take that time during the day. It's quiet time for yourself. And let's listen. At daytime, nighttime, whatever time you have, let's do that. My mom never called meditation. Of course, I grew up in a Christian household, and my mom would take the Bible into her room, and she was like, "I'm having quiet time," is what she called it. I think it was beautiful. She's meditating, right? And it says when you're having that quiet time, she's saying, "I'm going to listen now. I've made requests." The quietness, I'm going to quiet myself down, try to take deep breaths to relieve any anxiety, and I'm going to listen. And you got to be honest with that listening, honest with what you're experiencing as the answer. Be honest, because sometimes it means that we have to make some changes within ourselves, and we can be kind of stubborn about that. Can't we? We can definitely be stubborn with ourselves. So we don't want to do that. Okay. So be sure again, thank you everyone who is commenting. Very beautiful comments. I hope, Natalie, you get that. And just I feel like you have done a lot of things health-wise too, making sure you're not consuming caffeine before you go to sleep. Yeah. So I find that once you give that time to listen and to communicate with your angels and guides, that your sleep gets better. You get to sleep. And your dreams, you'll remember your dreams. They become very vivid. You'll remember your astral travels. We do leave our bodies. Our soul can't stay confined in these bodies. Absolutely it leaves. Has these beautiful travels. How many of us may have these dreams of flying, or again, whether you're flying, whether you're in a flying vehicle, because some people say they're like in a car they're going over a bridge and then the car goes off the bridge, but they're flying. Or you could be on the back of your dragon, or, but the whole flying concept, that's you're astral traveling. That's what you're doing. All right. And so, here we go. Yeah, Wendy. Yep. I'm one who has had very vivid dreams, and I wake up at least twice a night. Yes, 333 dream diaries really help. Absolutely, Wendy, they do. And the thing with dream diaries, some people are like, it doesn't have to be a Hollywood manuscript. All right. The diary, and I keep a pad of paper, a diary, you can just write down, I always say outline. Start with the important things. Was there a smell? Do you remember where you were? The people who were there? That kind of thing. Who, what, where, when, why? Start off with that type of outline. And any other details. Was it colorful? Was it in color? Was it black and white? And, that kind of thing. And absolutely, it's always been three something when I wake up, or repeating numbers like Wendy said, 333 or 444. It seems to be those times I'm waking up to, and it is very powerful. So sometimes I feel like I'm living a parallel life, without getting too deep. We have multiple lives going on at the same time with timelines. We're in the past, we're in the now, we're in the forward, we're in the future. We don't understand, our minds can't understand that type of reality, but we are, absolutely we are. And your dreams can absolutely show that. Whether you think you're having a past life, or is it I'm having a parallel life. And once you get really good with your dreams, you'll be able to tell the difference. Okay? Is this happening now? Is this a past life memory? Is this something in the future? And usually parallel, you can get back to it several different times. And it's an ongoing story. It's an ongoing saga. It's beautiful. And yeah. No, you're not crazy. You're not losing your mind. It's truly happening. Okay, so Natalie, I do dream vivid dreams, and sometimes I sleep like 20 minutes and take naps too during the day. Blessings. Yes, absolutely. So you are getting that sleep. You're catching up. And so you're going to have those vivid dreams. You're so connected. Everyone who's commenting so far are very strongly connected. Okay. And I don't want you to compare yourselves. This is a sharing here. Okay. We're sharing. I don't want anyone to compare, and no one's better than anyone else. We're all here to help each other. We're in this together. Okay. So thank you for sharing this, Natalie. Thank you for sharing, Wendy. And so, yeah, but you'd be surprised. Those little short snippets, those short naps are very powerful. Really is. And science is starting to prove how we should have broken sleep. That's the more powerful resource for our bodies, is when we do that. And there used to be, I do believe in the 50s, maybe there was called like second sleep. It was, you were encouraged to wake up like around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, get up for a little bit, and then go back to sleep again. So I do believe it was like the 40s, the 60s, something like that. It was called second sleep. So they wanted you to purposely interrupt your sleep so that you can get back to it. Little cat naps that come, is very powerful as well. So keep doing that. And thank you. Keep the comments and the sharing going. This is wonderful. I love this interaction. And before, I'm going to get back to this experience that I had. All right. ET experience. So I'm driving and I'm on this interstate. All right. And let's see. The last exit sign, so to speak, I recall is 11. And the exit sign that I have to get off on is 21 now. I don't know what happened between 11 and 21. But what I was noticing, like around when I was getting to this, just things you notice, right? I noticed the exit sign, and I just keep going. I noticed that like the sky seemed to change. I didn't know how to explain it. It's like the clouds looked different. It was almost like I could feel them breathe. And I know this, hang with me. And then on the left side, I saw like this strobing light. Now it's a cloudy day because it's rainy here in Southeast Connecticut. And it was like this strobing light just to the left side. And I'm looking, where is this light coming from? I look to the right. It's not to the right. I look behind me. There's no cars. There's nothing reflecting light from behind me, from beside me. I don't know what's going on. And I see, it's pulsating. It's almost like rhythmic light. And then I was having a conversation and all I could hear was, don't be scared. And I'm responding, I'm not scared. I'm not frightened. I'm calm. I'm calm. And then the next thing, I'm off the exit off of 21. And I'm like, I look at the time at that point. I thought I lost an hour. My partner in crime, when I got to the shops, I was telling her, sharing her all of this and with her, and Lisa's like, no, I think you actually just lost 30 or 40 minutes, but still you lost some time. And we were talking about it. I was like, that's interesting. What happens, someone has to, if I left the body, if I went to abduction, whatever, if I had this out of body experience, who was maneuvering my body in the car? While it's not the first time I've had some time discrepancies in driving, but this is the first time that I really was paying attention to the whole process and could remember snippets of it more than ever before. And I know I wasn't scared, and it was a beautiful process, whatever it was. I felt a little nauseated afterwards, and of course the headache, and I was very cold, and I was like, it's okay, it's all right. I drank plenty of water. We had some lunch, and I knew it was good. I take it as it's something good, not something bad. And you have to understand, we're all children. We're all star seeds. We were all seeded here. Everyone on this earth plane, all right, did not come from the earth, so to speak. All right, the earth was seeded. So whether we have these checkups, they check up on us, that's all. They're not doing mean, hurtful things to us. And so I came away from that with a very beautiful experience. And so we can experience these types of things in our sleep, in our dream time, in our astral state. Even when we're awake and we're doing things like driving, which kind of blows our mind, but it is beautiful. It happens. So, here's my partner in crime. Here's my soul sister, Lisa. Yes, and she's experienced it too. The 30 minutes it took for her to get from West Haven, Connecticut, from Plainfield, and 3 were in the car and didn't remember the drive. It's a much longer drive is what she's saying originally, and it only took a half hour. It was shortened. So I've had both time anomalies where you're someplace really quick, or you're someplace a little bit longer than normal, but there wasn't any traffic, and you're like, how can I account for that lost time? So it could go either way. But yeah, I remember that because she was messaging me going, oh my gosh, how did I get here so fast? And she couldn't remember it, and her in-laws were in the car and they couldn't remember it either. There's like a bridge they had to cross. They don't even remember crossing the bridge. It's wild, isn't it? So if you've had experiences like that, please share. Absolutely. You're not crazy. You're not losing your mind. We all have these experiences. We're just too maybe scared to share with each other. So yeah, that's right. The total trip. Here we go, Lisa. 63 miles in 30 minutes. Not possible. Exactly. Yeah, so what happens then? Do they pick you up? Do you just disappear in one area and no one remembers, and then you should reappear in another area? It's beautiful. It's wild. It's just like, woo! We do have those portals. We have all over the place. And it really does. It's wild. It does exist. Whether you want to call them like little mini Bermuda Triangles, except for we're not totally leaving the airplane. We're just maybe disappearing in one point and reappearing in another. And so it happens. It really does. And so it's great. I'd like to hear your experiences too. If you're watching this in the archives, don't feel left out. I'd be happy to. You can message me. You can, if you're on Facebook with me, you can most definitely message me through Facebook, or you can contact me through my website, which is whitesagewoman.com. I'll put that up there for you on the screen when it goes into archives. And for anyone that would like to contact me after show as well, my website's whitesagewoman.com. All right, so you can contact me that way. And I love the sharing of the stories we all have to share. And I know some people are like, we have a story. We're not our story, but we're sharing our experiences, so to speak, right? We're not sticking ourselves into this, woe is me, I'm this. We're sharing what we are experiencing on our Earth mission. Our Earth mission. All right. And so it is exciting. It really is. In these times, we should, I hope I encourage you to write down everything that happens on a daily basis, because it is increasing. Things are really picking up now. We're going to have, if you haven't already, having daily experiences. Pay attention to nature, what animals are showing up. Pay attention to, again, the symbolisms. I always like the songs, what songs come on and what does it remind you of? License plates, billboards, messages that come through these types of things, even through a stranger, just telling you something. And it's so profound, and you're like, wow, I really needed that. I needed to hear that. I needed that message. All right, so this is the time where we really have to stop with the separation so much and really try to see everything that's happening. You don't have to understand everything, because I think that sometimes that's how we were taught. Brain power, whatever, we have to analyze and understand everything that's happening. No, our soul has all those answers. You really do. And the soul knows what's going on. So stay in that sacred heart center to balance. Stay balanced. All right. All right. So again, those of you who are watching live, if you would like to put your comments in the comment section, I greatly appreciate that. You can ask a psychic medium question, and I'll be happy to give you a message and even pull a card for you. And if you want to do any of the sharing, because we've been talking about all these experiences that we're having lately, all of us, and I love this interaction and this sharing. Happy to discuss and share that as well. Okay, so now me take another sip of water. I hope you're staying hydrated too. Woo. Especially near the full moon. And you find that you drink a little bit more water, that we really are affected by, of course, the tidal movement, by the moon's energy. And so what I'm going to do now is pull a card for everybody. Yes, we've had the beautiful crystal message for the week, Topaz, and then the spirit power animal message for the week, Starfish. So let me just pull a card. And the deck that I'm using, this is just, I've got to tell you, I keep going back to it. I have my favorites, but when I like to pull for, I have my deck that I like for me, and then for others. And this one, time and time again, magical times, because, let me straighten that out a little bit here. Things look weird when, there you go. Try to move it over. There we go. Magical times deck, because these are magical times that we're in. Most definitely step into your empowerment, step into your magic. We're so much more than our name. We're so much more than our job title. We're so much more than being a spouse and being a mom and being a dad and being a sister or a brother. We're so much more than that, aren't we? And this is the beauty right here, Sabrina, and the natural disasters. Look at how the people come together. What happened before August 21st? Do you remember what was happening before the eclipse? People were at each other's throats. Racial slurs. Tearing down statues. Trying to tear down Henry Wright history. All this was going on before these natural disasters seemed to strike, wasn't it? All this was going on. Absolutely. And then natural disasters come. And you know what? These beautiful pictures. Yes, they are. Beautiful, of people helping one another. Yes, oh my gosh, look how deep that water is. Look at them wading through it. Oh my goodness, look at all of this stuff that's happening. But also look at how it doesn't matter, lighting some more incense. Doesn't matter the color of their skin. Everyone is helping one another. And these natural disasters are happening all over the world. Doesn't care what your skin color is, what your belief system is. Quite honestly, doesn't. But the beauty is watching everyone pull together and help. Every day now, I am listening to, whether you listen on the radio or on social media, there are people coming together and let's donate money. Let's here to these charities. We're sending trailer full of water and supplies, and it's beautiful. People helping one another. That's the beauty. When we were always reminded, isn't that like Mother Nature saying, settle down, calm down, like a mother disciplining children, right? So we got out of hand. We were getting unruly, tearing down statues, being hateful to one another. And Mother Earth comes in, smack, settle down. Remember who you are. We're divine beings, and we need to act like it. We really do. All right, so now a message for everyone. Take a deep breath here. Ooh, nice, beautiful card. Oh, and it's the eagle. Wow. Confidence. Be bold, rise up and stand tall. Feel the fire in your soul. Isn't that what we're just talking about? Everyone coming together. Let me try to get the glare off so you can see this beautiful eagle picture, which is the United States. Shape up. Get our shit together. Excuse me. Get our stuff together. So confidence. Be bold. Rise up and stand tall and feel the fire in your soul. You feel that fire of, I've got to do something. I've got to help. How can I help? How can I contribute? communities from all over reaching out to help each other. And how long is this going to last? Or are these disasters going to start picking up that we finally stay in this rhythm of we've just got to keep helping one another? Do you not realize that an old, manipulated history is outdated? Is that going to bring us to the future? We are right here, right now, and we need to keep moving forward, not going backwards, not super analyzing what happened in the past. We are not our past anymore. We right here are here for a reason. We are here to bring humanity back to peace on this earth plane, to help Earth achieve her mission. She is, with or without us. Are we with her? Or are we going to leave? And that's not harsh. That's the reality of it. Okay? And it's not to be mean at all. There's the high vibrational beings that I communicate with, that a lot of us communicate with, and that has never had a life on this earth plane, and they don't want to. And that's okay. It's their choice. It's their free will. And so this is why, yes, always connecting with the angels and these high vibrational beings, we have our spirit guides too. And the spirit guides usually consist of a team of, like your head spirit guide will be someone who has had a life on this life plane, because they have the empathy. Sometimes in dealing with angels and with these high vibrational beings, it can seem like they lack empathy. But they really don't. They don't understand how we chose separation. They don't choose how we did this to ourselves. But they give us kudos for coming back around, for trying to fix it now. All right, absolutely. So they can seem kind of cold in communicating with them. And so a lot of times, so in your circle of guides, you have a beautiful combination of those that's been on this earth plane before. It can be family members. It can be loved ones that's crossed over. People that even from past lives who've come forward. You're going to have shaman, medicine, women and men. You can have gurus and monks and just all cultures. All right. Of course, they're going to consist of your power animals too. It can be animals, not just, all sorts of beings. It's beautiful for your highest and greatest. That's who's in your guide there. So it's amazing. It really is. So, wow. Just taking this moment here. Take a deep breath. Whew. So, how you can help everyone, because there's so many things going on. Again, from the wildfires in California, flooding all over. Seems like got this hurricane watch, now another hurricane. And there's a lot of speculation about this hurricane. So, about this affecting now the East Coast. So, let's just send love and light in all directions. Just send that love, that healing, that sending them the dose of, okay, so the scales are off balance because there's a lot of fear. A lot of fear. It's these natural disasters that happen in your local communities, or to those that are affected by it. It triggers their survival. It triggers the fear. It triggers all of that. And so we are here to help keep everything in balance, to help them stay in balance, to help the energy, the Earth's energetic grid to stay in balance. It really does work just by sitting and projecting love. We do it all the time. It's like you had have loved ones that's crossed over, and you look at pictures and I love you. You're sending that person loving energy. You're sending that to them. So absolutely, we can do that to everyone. Just, and you want to take care of, okay, I'm going to send it to Texas. I'm going to send it to California. I'm going to send it to India. I'm going to send it to all places affected by any natural disaster. I'm going to send it to the Earth's grid, the healing grid. Oh, there's places that the Earth needs maybe some healing projected to that we don't know about. Let's just keep continuing to send that powerful healing. There's nothing more powerful than love, that divine love. Send it. And that's how people, love is not just an external feeling. It's not just, I love you. We are love. It is entwined in our DNA. It is our divinity. It's who we are. So sometimes in order to tap into that, we need that empathy, that compassion for one another. And have the compassion for humanity. Have the compassion and the love and the healing that humanity is returning to the state of peace. That state of peaceful being. Absolutely, it's happening. Yeah. I know it always seems like it's getting worse before it gets better, but this is part of balancing everything out. It can't just happen suddenly. It can't just so quick like that without having major effects on us all. All right? Without creating this kind of rip or tear, like in time, so to speak, which only exists on this earth plane, but we have to go through this process. We descended, now we have to ascend, but the ascension even takes a slow process because it's kind of like, here, that they're giving me this analogy of, all right, so divers, if they dive too fast or they ascend too fast from the water, all right, so they're deep in the ocean and they want to come back up, they have to do it slow. They do it slow, so they don't get the bends. Slow, so that their blood doesn't reach that toxic level. Slow. It's the same with us. We have to ascend slowly, but we are in a time frame now where it's going a little faster, but we're still at a nice pace. It's not immediate. All right. And because we have to be gentle with ourselves with all of this as well, with this ascension process, because we do have to very much still kind of, process and analyze things on a daily basis. But it's just getting our minds to be the co-pilot to our sacred heart center, and everything will be fine. I know I've said this before, I repeated, but for those who are new viewers, this needs to be said, is that how old is the mind and the body? It's only as old as your biostat, only as old as your biological body. How old is your soul? It's timeless. All right, right here, Sacred Heart Center. So who are you going to listen to? Really? You need both. All right, but don't give. Control's here. Command is here. Command. Isn't it funny, like commandments? Command. This is the command center right here. This has to be the pilot. Mind, co-pilot. Your body is on board too. Your body listens to your Sacred Heart Center in your mind. So if they're engaged in a battle, your body's going to just go crazy. And this is where people get sick and they don't realize until something major happens and go, oh, I have been in such a tug of war with myself that I let my my body go. I didn't pay attention to the pain. I didn't pay attention to the warning signs. And now I have this dis-ease going on in my body. You can quickly, miraculously fix that by getting yourself back in alignment, getting yourself back in balance, mind, body, and soul. Be careful what you're consuming. And there you go. So, oh, you're so sweet. Welcome, Tanya. My beautiful soul sister. Mwah. You're gorgeous too. Thank you. All right. So we're at the end of the show here. And thank you everyone who has tuned in. And again, if there's anything that you would like to have some clarity on or sharing, I love that. Anything you would like for me to discuss on future shows, please share that with me. You can get in touch with me here on Facebook or my website, whitesagewoman.com. And again, each and every one of you, thank you for sitting in sacred circle with me this evening. As we have all received, we have given and received healing to one another. So may the obstacle to your flight be few, and the blessings along your journey be many. Namaste, everyone. Be kind and gentle with yourself and with each other.